Hi everyone, please take a seat. Oh, it's so quiet. Okay, we have some technical issues right now, so I just have to freestyle in the beginning, but otherwise I have something here on my computer. My name is Casper Hilt and I'm from Denmark, and let's just start off with everyone think about your favorite animals in their favorite situation where they are so loving and enjoy life. Everyone think about that and stand up. Everyone stand up. Oh, it works? Yeah, it works. Yeah, and shake your hands. Shake your hands and jump. Jump, everyone, jump. Great, and sit down again. There was absolutely no reason for that. It's just to shake it off, and now it's another subject. Does this work? You can hear me? Oh, that's great. Okay. So now you have new thoughts, and we're going to talk about something else which is completely the same, but that's fine. A short introduction about me. I'm a full-time animal rights activist from Denmark. I've been a full-time activist officially since the summer last year, but been it for a couple of years unofficially. But this summer I chose to quit all income and apartment and just try live full-time for working for animals, and that's a wonderful decision, and no one should ever be afraid of doing that. It's quite possible, so don't be afraid of doing that if you're thinking about it. Many people want to help you. And my greatest passion is being where the animals are, and where the animals are exploited, and where the animals are killed, and where the animals are suffering. I didn't really know that, and maybe my passion will change over years. I don't know that. When Anonymous for the Voiceless came to Denmark almost 3 years ago, I thought that was my passion. I loved the outreach, and I did it all the time. And then I started bearing witness, and I just completely fell in love with that. And now, and for the last year and a half or something, it's been almost all I do. So I'm bearing witness and doing investigations, all sorts of kinds, and that of course means that I do attend a lot of vigils around Denmark and in other countries as well. And I do that to be close to the animals, and I do that to document and portray the animals, and I do that to be their voice, and we say that all the time. But how do I become their voice? I do that by turning that language the animals are trying to communicate, turning that into a language that human beings want to hear, because they do not want to hear the animals screaming at the slaughterhouse. They just close their ears and eyes to that. So I turn their being there into stories and into films, into movies and videos, and talk about it to something relatable, so human beings want to listen to it and actually connect with these animals. That's my greatest passion. So to be there and portray them. Oh, that's so great! Thank you so much, Martin. So to be there and portray them and tell their stories, and so that's my passion. And then Martin. Thank you so much for that. Martin asked me to do this talk today, a presentation, a workshop, or what we're gonna call it, about the power of bearing witness over several days. And of course I just say yes, I love doing this, so of course I want to talk about it. And then afterwards I actually had some trouble about this subject, because one thing is speaking to the choir. Why should I talk about this to you? You already think this is a great idea, and how could I ever make this interesting to you, or how could I ever contribute with something new on this subject? And that made me think that, oh my God, I'm just going to do a slideshow with all the pictures you have already seen, or how am I going to make this interesting for you? And that is really great, because that forced me into thinking about why am I so passionate about this. And I think that is really important, that we all do that, sometimes stop and think about why we're doing what we're doing, why we are continuing doing it, and why we're doing more and more of it. Why am I doing that? That is really, really important. And I was forced to do that when Martin asked me that question, so thank you so much. And what I found out is that I'm not just passionate about this, I have experienced that this makes a huge impact, that this is changing things, that this is really, really, really important, that I have to do this for a number of reasons. So it's just not me being passionate, it's me discovering that I'm actually changing things by doing this. I'm getting so emotional because, yeah. Oh, Michelle.
No, you said it's about 85, David.
Yeah, I know. Where was I? So it's not just being passionate, it's about knowing that I have a power and thereby a responsibility to continue do this because it has an impact. And then I thought about, okay, how can I turn that message into something practical that you can use or get inspired of or be motivated about doing some of the same, because we all do vigils here, we already do this. So what's the difference about doing a vigil for one day or an official vigil for 4 hours or something and then doing it for several days? Why is that? Of course the amount makes it more powerful, but is it just that, or is there more into it? And yes, there is, and I'm going to explain that. So try and turn it down to 10 reasons I have here. And so the program for today is that I'm going through these 10 reasons. I have no idea how long that will take. Maybe it will take 10 minutes. Maybe you'll have to stop me when I'm half through it, and then I'll say, I'm sorry, we're going to have to talk about it another time. And if there's time for it, I'm going to show a little bit about some exact experiences I have from bearing witness over several days at different locations. Okay, my point about this is that that it's just not only powerful, and that it's just not only a big passion. It's important, and the top reasons why. I think I'm just going to close this down. It says the same that's on the screen there. The 10 top reasons is when you are at a slaughterhouse or at any other location for a short amount of time compared to a long amount of time, you just get another amount of chances to experience that location. And of course, if you are at a slaughterhouse for, let's say, 3 days, you get a lot of time to search this location, to try out different areas at this location, at this slaughterhouse. You get a lot of chance giving freely to you to observe when are the animals arriving, when are the staff going home, when do they shift inside the slaughterhouses, when are there most people at work, when there's not that many people at work. You get a lot of information by staying there, by not going home when in the afternoon, but by staying there until night and arriving the next day. And that is very important to afterwards and in the future organize the most effective vigils at this exact slaughterhouse, when you know the routines and you know the location. And you also get the chance to try out different areas at the location, because some of the times you just choose the most obvious location at a slaughterhouse to begin with, the entrance, for example. But if you're there and you know you're going to be there for a long time, you can say, oh yeah, but I'm also here tomorrow, so let's try stand over there, let's try across the road, let's try and go behind the slaughterhouse, see, maybe we can see something there, and you get some more chances to know this place better. Number 2, the first ones here are the most obvious reasons to why there is a benefit of staying in more days. Number 2 is that you of course get a lot more footage if you stay there versus if you go home. That's obvious, but there's more into it. I got a feeling that when I'm at a vigil for 3 or 4 hours, it's like whatever I bring with me home of footage, I feel responsible that I have to show people all of it, because I've maybe seen 4 trucks and I looked the individuals in those trucks in their eyes, and I just feel responsible to show people everything I got from these 4 hours. But if I have been at a slaughterhouse for 5 days, I have maybe 2,000 pictures and 24 hours of film footage, and I have to pick out the best footage, and I have to, because I can't put everything out, that people would delete me on Facebook, and that is very good. It's not to be cynical, to choose between the animals. It's being effective. I actually have a chance to pick out the most effective footage that I've done, and that's a very, very important gift that we have when we are there for a long time, because people react more to quality footage. And it's not to say that you shouldn't share footage with bad quality, not at all, I'm not saying that. But here you get a chance to really pick up the best, and that has an impact. And when you're at a slaughterhouse, number 3, when you are at a slaughterhouse for many days, the slaughterhouse workers, the staff, they see that you are there for several days, and instead of they just maybe behave and act nice for like these 3 hours, and then these bastards outside, oh, I'm sorry, I start swearing when I'm nervous. I really don't want to swear, so I'm sorry on behalf if I do it again. They see you out there, and they can't think that maybe he will just go for 3 hours and then we can just act normal again. And they have to recognize you. They have to see that, okay, then he's coming back the day after, and then they start recognizing that, okay, this guy or this group of people are actually quite friendly, and then you, just by being there for several days and behaving and having this love-based and kind, non-violent approach, then you can, in a quite short amount of time, build up a relationship with this slaughterhouse just by being present. And many times you also get the chances to speak to these slaughterhouse workers, because they maybe are a bit curious about why are you here for the 3rd day now, and they come out and ask questions, and you can start up a conversation with them after only 3 days, for example. And this is one of my favorite. What is? Great, thank you. This is one of my favorite reasons. It's really hard to explain. Oh, I forgot that. I wanted to ask one thing. I'll do it before this one. I think that would be great. Anyone in here have tried bearing witness over several days at an official vigil or alone or anything? Raise your hands. Oh, that's great. Great. It's wonderful. And it's not a trick question, it's only to learn who am I talking to. Have you experienced that it gave you something extraordinary compared to bearing witness for like 4 hours? You're nodding? Yeah, okay. Oh my God, yeah. Take some coffee.
Yeah, but it's a totally different experience to be there for several days than just to be there for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
You really learn some things about yourself, you know.
Exactly, really much, exactly. You other agree on that? Okay, let's say you agree on that. You agree on that? Yeah, great. Okay. One of the main reasons that I think that there's a big difference is that when I join at a vigil, I know lasts for 4 hours. Immediately when I show up at this vigil, I have like a timer in my head starting counting minutes down to these 4 hours. I can't stop it. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's some kind of defense mechanism. But I just know that I'm going to be here for 4 hours. In 4 hours, this will end, and I will be safe, and I can go back home, and my shoulders can go down, and I can look at my footage and continue my life. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong about that, not at all. But when you're make an appointment with yourself, going to a slaughterhouse, I'm going to be here for the next 5 days, or you attend a 5-day vigil or a 3-day vigil or something. When you arrive there, you just don't have that experience. I don't know what it is, but you just slip into this state of, okay, now this is my life. Now I'm here at this slaughterhouse, and you don't even think about I'm going to be here for several days, or you are just fully present at that slaughterhouse. And I believe that makes us more effective. And I believe that it makes us capable of setting some personal things aside in a more like healthy way, because you have to survive in this. You have to face your demons. You have to grow. You have to be strong. You have to reach out to people when it's hard. You have to stay there. You have to find out how can I be there, because I'm not going home in 4 hours, for example. And that is a huge difference, and I can't really explain to you why that's a huge difference. You have to experience yourself, and it's not just to make the easy answer. When you have tried that, then I miss it when I go to 4-hour vigils. Then I recognize that clock one more time. Oh, damn it, I want to be fully present. Why am I having this timer in my head again? So it's a lot of it's great difference. And again, just to short the 5, when you are there for many days, you have a possibility to do other things as well, because you just have more time. So maybe you recognize that there are not that much shrugs after 5 o'clock or something. So let's visit this other place, or let's have a potluck, or let's do a workshop. Let's ask the attendees here at this vigil, is there someone here who has a subject that they want to teach for the rest of us, and let's hear about that. Or you have the possibility to do so much other than bearing witness, and that's great, and that makes us grow as a community as well. And at the same time, number 6, because it's what's it called? Because it's so intense being there, and everyone has this wish about being there and staying there and being fully present. Everyone has a wish for that this is going to be a success. You have the possibility and to actually work on that, to strive for that. For example, the group or the organizer can have that as a goal. So, like, if we have an agreement, we're going to stay here for the next 3 days, we also have a goal about making this chapter, if it's a Save Movement chapter doing it, making this a time where we're going to choose how is our culture going to be in this chapter. Do we maybe need to talk about what is the love-based approach? Is that our strength, or is it not our strength? You get the gift of really for a short amount of time turning your chapter into a very, very healthy and very strong chapter only by being there for a couple of days. And I've just seen that many places being extremely powerful. Like after doing this, the chapter is so powerful, and everyone knows exactly what a love-based approach is and have experienced its work and etc. So please bear that in mind. That's quite important. And the same thing about number 7. It's not only as a group, but you also get the chance as an individual to grow extremely much in a very short amount of time by doing this. Again, because you maybe have to face your demons, you have to look at the things that makes it difficult for you to be there. You have to talk about, you have to work on that, you have to deal with it, you have to cry out, you have to be angry, you have to whatever you need to do to move on, to be able to be sustainable and be effectful in this, you said the worst place on earth, and exactly it is the worst place on earth. How do we stay there? How do we do that? And it's quite easy for 4 hours compared to if you are staying there. You have to deal with that and work on that, and that is very healthy, because we want to do this until we do not have to do it anymore. The rest, the last 3 of them, how much time? Oh, I thought, great. The last 3 of them is more like the philosophical views, or there's not that much practical. I believe, and I have experienced when okay, let's say I'm just talking to my friends about what I do. And when I'm talking to my friends about, yeah, I have been on this vigil, it was from 9 to 12, and they're, oh, great, yeah, wow. When I say I've been at this slaughterhouse for 5 days, oh my God, what? What have you done? There's a huge difference in how people react to what you're doing. You're doing the exact same thing, but when you are staying there for a number of days, the thing you do just gets a greater value and depth, and people are more willing to listen to it. And I haven't been at any vigil or bearing witness over several days that didn't get really much attention. So people just really want to listen when you are staying there for more than 4 hours or a day or something. And again, there's nothing wrong about being at a vigil for 4 hours or 1 day. This is just a different thing. So yeah, I could say a lot about that, but I think you know what I mean. And by the same reason, that just inspire other people way more when you can share experiences about being at a slaughterhouse for several days. Yeah, when I look at one of my weeks, and I have a week where I do all sorts of different stuff, I inspire some people. I do that, and that's great. But if let's say I do that over 7 days, but compared to when I in 7 days use the 5 of those days at a slaughterhouse, my experience is that I inspire I don't know, 10 or 100 more people. I don't know why it is, but it's just my experience. People are being so inspired when they can follow me day after day at a slaughterhouse. And I've just experienced quite some times, and it baffled me every time. When I say to people, this is the first day I'm here, there, wow, that's great, okay, wow, you're going to be there more days, wow. The day after, like, it doubled the number of people contacting me. At your slaughterhouse was second day, wow, and you're going to be there for, okay, wow, that's inspiring, I want to do that as well. The third day is like, really many people contacting me, wow, you've been there for 3 days, wow, I want to, how did you do that? And so it just grows day by day. People are being inspired to do something similar. And I seldom experience the same thing when joining vigils for 1 day. It's like, then it's over, and then there's another vigil at some other time. It's just a different thing. So it really inspires others, and that's one of the main reasons I do what I do. One thing is to open other people's hearts and make them connect with these animals so that they will stop contributing to their suffering. But most, or just as least as important, I want to turn those who have stopped contributing to this, turn them into activists. I want to make them do something more big, because it's just not enough stopping contributing to this. We have to do more if we really want to save these animals. And the most important of it all, which is like linked to everything else here, that's the whole point about this. This is why this is not just powerful or a big passion. If we really want to achieve our goal, which is not having to do this anymore, we have to speed up. We are very much in a hurry. And I really, really love our friendly, non-violent, kind, love-based approach. I really do that. But I think maybe there's an hatch to that. Maybe it turns us into maybe too kind people, or too, what's called, tålmodighed, patient, too patient people. There's a downside to that mindset of being so non-violent, peaceful, kind, loving all the time. We almost let other people step over us, you know. We have sometimes to step up and be, I won't say aggressive, but it's kind of what I mean anyway. We can be love-based, non-violent and kind, and be in a hurry, and be persistent, and be, we want to get there, but we won't wait 50 years to get there. We really want to get there now. And if we want to get there as soon as possible, we absolutely have to do things like this. Then it's not enough only to do vigils 4 hours once a week or once a month. We have to speed up. We really have to do that. We're obligated to do that. And I'm not pointing the finger at you. I really hope to motivate you and that you understand what I mean. And we all know what's behind this. We all know that right now there are animals screaming for their lives at the slaughterhouse, and it's just not enough that we want to be persistent over many, many years and doing this peacefully and slow. We also have a power to actually speed up that process with the exact approach that we already do. I say push the limit even further. We don't have to go to slaughterhouses for 5 days or organize vigils for 5 days. We can do even more than that. Let's say we say in all July we are all going to be at this slaughterhouse, and we will going to say that to everyone. So this slaughterhouse in this city, all of Sweden come every day. We will be here protesting. Let's do more of that because that will speed up the progress, and that is what we want. Okay, I think that was about. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna see how much time I got. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Shortly about 3 experiences. The first time, and that was my first experience as well, with bearing witness for several days, was a slaughterhouse outside Barcelona in Spain. So there was organized a 5-day vigil there, and it was combined, mixed with other activities. It was combined with a hunger strike, and it was such a powerful message to go to the social media and tell people, from now on we will be 80 people here or 30 people, I don't know how many we were. We will be here for the next 5 days. We're not going to eat, and please tell everyone you know that we are here. And that was really powerful. Many people watched us being there and supported us, and it spread around social media. And again, what I do is that I don't only stay there. I also document, and I turn that footage into stories, films, movies. And I did a short film about that. I called the Sabadell Hunger Strike, and I just want to show you the trailer I did for that movie. It's only one minute, just to give you some feeling about what it is. If it works.
First of all, we want to all let you know that this is a love-based movement, and we do not tolerate any kind of violence in any way.
Land animals and 100 billion sea animals every year. So what happens if you've been eating anything at all? Back at the slaughter with all the cows crying for their lives.
I don't want to say that much about that. It's just to give you a feeling about what you're capable of doing when you have been there for 5 days. You can make some very intense footage. You can really do something that will really have an impact on people, who will really make people stop at whatever they are doing and saying, oh my God, is this happening right now? Oh yeah. And that was a great success, this one. I know they're doing it again this year, and we ended with a big march through Barcelona, and all the people who have joined there and watched all this suffering for 5 days went in this march through Barcelona and shouted out for the animals. It was extremely powerful, and every one of us who've been there carried it in our hearts.
Can I say one, like, it life, it's been like the time before the 5-day vigil in Barcelona and the time after that.
Yeah.
I'm back in my head a lot in that place.
Yeah.
And like it's because I saw the word and that's why I'm having a breakdown.
Yeah.
I really like it was affecting me so much.
Yeah, I totally understand what you mean, and many people feel exactly the same. A couple of months later, the Save Movement started in Poland, and I joined for a 3-day vigil there. It was the first time, and it was, and please, big shout out to Poland. It's so brave and so powerful that they choose to start their Save Movement in Poland by doing a 3-day vigil at Europe's 3rd biggest slaughterhouse. Wow, bravo, so amazing. Let's all learn from that. And I must say, so far, that's the most insane slaughterhouse I have ever witnessed. It's totally crazy there because of the amount of pigs, and there's all the time there's a huge line of trucks waiting to go into the slaughterhouse, and like 5 meters down the road there's a huge parking lot with trucks, full of trucks, waiting to go into that line. So you are surrounded constantly by pigs. So you can get tons of footage there. You can meet tons of pigs. It's insane. And I did this movie, 45 minutes documentary about footage from only 3 days, and the movie is insane. What you can't get on footage at that slaughterhouse for only 3 days, it's insane. And after I did this movie, that's a movie I did who got the most impact, or reached most people, and actually one of the biggest animal welfare organization in Denmark saw this movie and contacted me, and then they started an investigation on that, because I discovered that we are transporting thousands and thousands and thousands of pigs from Denmark to gas them cheaper in Poland, and that's of course is a great story in Denmark. So they did an investigation on that, and they exposed that there are horrible things happening, that there are things that are not even laws about in Denmark, which they hide because they can exploit it. With baby pigs, they can transport them to Poland to feed them up there and slaughter them there, and there are no rules about transporting baby pigs, so they can put as many baby pigs they want into a truck and drive them to the slaughterhouse, which means that thousands and thousands of baby pigs die in the trucks even before crossing the border out of Denmark. So they discovered that because of that movie, because Poland Save Movement did this 3-day vigil. And that is how we have to speed up the progress. So let's see that. And I'm gonna warn that's a bit more inconvenient to watch than the other one.
Biggest slaughterhouse in Europe, located in Kutno in Poland. There's approximately 300 pigs in every truck. Pigs from Denmark. It doesn't say so on the trucks.
I don't think anybody would feel excitement watching them.
They hit the pigs a lot and they kick them. Right underneath is a pig lying there. It looks like broken legs. Yeah, get some water for you. Yeah, I'll get some water for you.
So yeah, and this is nothing compared to the rest of the movie. It's horrible, but please watch it and share it with your friends. Yeah, I don't have that much time with you. Yeah.
How long is the last movie?
If
you want to show the last movie, or you want to have questions?
Yeah, I'm just okay. We'll end with this one. It's not that bad as the one before. This one was because of the experiences. Because I grew as an activist attending the other vigils. I got I got brave to do it myself. I got brave to bear witness on my own. So. I went to Barcelona and visited the same slaughterhouse that there was a 5-day vigil, and I went there alone and tried to find out how will that be, and it was a huge success. I can't believe how much you can do just one person It's so powerful, and it is because I didn't went there for 4 hours. It's because I went there for 4 days. It became so powerful, and I had the same experience that people more and more it grow exponentially. More and more people contacted me every day, being so inspired about me standing at a slaughterhouse in the countryside in Spain. So it reached a lot of people, and people started driving to visit me at this slaughterhouse and bear witness with me, and it was so powerful and had a huge impact. And this is only footage from the first day I was there, so yeah, of course I have many more footage. So yeah, thank you so much. My message is let's be kind and love-based, friendly, non-violent, but let's speed up this progress and do more. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Casper. It's very inspirational. I would like to mention that we have in Sweden planned for a 5-day vigil with Skåne Pig Save, on July 15th, and there's also a multiple day vigil in Linköping in August 5. It will start 3 days. Yes.
Skåne Pig Save, Linköping Linköping Animal Save. Whee! Yay!
So I think we all feel more motivated to come. Thank you.
And we are going to a 5-day vigil in Poland in the end of May, and everyone is welcome to join that. Me and Martin and Lisa are going. Great. Yeah, it's going to be huge. We're going to change the world.
I believe
so. Is it time for questions, or is it?
We can take 1 or 2 questions, and then we're gonna rig for a bit of a photo session. We'll do it in here, and thereafter there will be lunch. So we'll get Emil to share the lunch plans, and there's also lunch in the fridge. But first, if there's any questions to Casper for now.
We can also just talk during the weekend, but if you have something that you want to have on the camera so other people can listen to the answer to that question, then please ask it now.
Okay, I thought about one thing, and my English is
That's fine.
very bad, so I hope someone can help me when I come.
Try ask in Swedish. That's fine. Then I can try translate.
I thought about we're talking very much about this. The videos are going to be very friendly, and we listen one movie yesterday. I think her name was Tina, and she was kind of more, not aggressive, but she was förespråkare.
Yeah.
Someone knows the name?
It's Anita,
No.
the founder of the Save Movement. No?
She was though. Yeah. And she was more. She was also the one who brought up the liknande mellan rebellion and extinction.
Yeah.
Anita.
And she was.
That's Anita.
Yeah, she was a little more positive to do a more.
Collaboration with other, yeah.
To not obey and like she was more positive to civil olydnad.
Yeah.
And that's not kind of uppfattning jag har fått.
Oh, yeah. Can I try to take it from here? Is that fine? Yeah. So you're asking about to speed up the progress and be more persistent and aggressive in this.
It gave me incongruent messages. If you understand.
Yeah. Okay, I think I understand now. What I'm trying to say is only about this bearing witness and doing vigils. I'm trying to motivate you to do more of that, and not only doing more vigils, but staying there for longer times and bring more people to stay there for longer times. Then there's another thing we can do, which Anita talked about yesterday, doing collaboration with other organizations and do other stuff like in the city centers and with another purpose like targeting the media and so on. But we can also do stuff like that, but we still have to do, when it's a vigil, we have to do inside the law and be peaceful. But of course we can do experiment with doing that and collaborate with other organizations as well, invite other people to join this 5-day vigil at this slaughterhouse or something. Of course we can experiment on that. That would just be great. Imagine if we could get climate activists passionate so much about climate to join us at a huge vigil at a slaughterhouse where they have to watch these animals they eat in the eyes. Imagine what that could turn out to be huge.
Yeah.
So that's a great idea. Thank you so much for that.
It was not opinion. It was just
Yeah.
a question about it made incongruent message to me.
Okay, that was not my.
No.
Yeah. I hope you know that I'm totally agreeing with Anita, but it's quite two different things. I'm talking about only vigils, only bearing witness at slaughterhouse, where she talked about a lot of other things as well. Yeah, but it's the same goal.
Whole, Save Movement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Made an incongruent message of what she was talking about.
Okay.
That was my
Yeah.
question.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Yes, one more.
Yeah, I was thinking about asking Siobhan, but the link was not too steady, the communication. But I'm thinking a lot of hate on internet and social media. Are you receiving any of those? Or
No, everyone loves me.
And how do you dealing with this? And
Yeah.
do you have some tools?
Yeah. I will do a workshop on that on another conference. It will be about 3 days workshop. And of course I do that, and that's a very interesting talk. Of course, the most of the world hates us, and that's the reality. And how do we deal with that? I don't have a short answer, but yeah, focus on the animals and on your work, and focus on where you do make a difference, and practice yourself in not thinking so much about the rest of the people. That's my short answer to that. It's easier said than done. I'm aware of it, but it gets easier the more you practice it. Like everything else you practice, it gets easier when you really practice it. Not just wishing that I could be good at this, but really choose to practice this. Okay, now a person is hating on me. I'm going to practice right now to ignore this person and focus on this. Go over here and focus on that instead. And that is hard the first 100 times you do that, but it gets easier.
So one strategy from you is to ignore it and just focus on your goal, not to answer it?
There are other answers to that as well. It's not the only answer. I could say a lot more to that, but that's one answer. Yeah. To be effective, then focus on where the change is happening, not focus on those who want to slow you down. Yeah. And there are other answers. You could also try and talk to those people, and but that would demand a 3-day workshop at another conference. I think we have to stop now.